Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, I've got some new mods from Madness AutoWorks for my 2015 Fiat 500 ABARTH, including their in-house stainless steel Monza exhaust system and a couple of beautiful, genuine carbon fiber exterior bits to spice things up some and give the car a more aggressive look. I'll be walking you guys through all of the installation processes, and of course at the end of the video I'll have a bunch of sound clips including a cold start so you can get a really good idea of how the new exhaust sounds. Remember to check out my in-depth video on the factory exhaust system that's already on the channel. The link can be found within that new ABARTH playlist down in the description box below. Without a doubt, this has been one of the most fun daily drivers I have ever owned. The car is just a blast to drive, and every time I get in it and start it up, it just brings a smile to my face because it has so much character. And I've really enjoyed filming these videos so far, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching them. If you're new to the channel or you've missed any of the previous videos that I've shot on this car, I created a new playlist that houses all of the ABARTH videos all in one place. The link can be found down in the description box below, so when you get a chance, check it out. I've got some other mod videos, I've got an in-depth video of the factory exhaust system, and of course, my in-depth review of the car as a whole from when I first got it. Also, if any of you watching this video have a Fiat 500 or an ABARTH and want to learn more about any of the parts that I'm installing in this video, I've got some links that you could check out down in the description box below. And if you decide to buy something for yourself using any of the affiliate links, it helps support the channel and the content. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. One of the many visual changes that distinguishes the ABARTH from other Fiat 500 models are its symmetrical twin exhaust cutouts and large double concentric exhaust finishers. The ABARTH exhaust has a high-performance look with a uniquely aggressive sound and minimal restriction to boost power. It's actually a free-flow design from the factory that doesn't include a muffler or resonator. Turbos and catalytic converters have inherent silencer properties, and in the ABARTH's case, they silence the car enough to pass whatever ordinances that were in place for production. As loud as it is, the stock exhaust is not plagued by drone and related unpleasantries. Honestly, it's a great setup. It's one of the car's hallmarks, but I wanted to take things to the next level. Madness AutoWorks offers two different exhaust systems for these cars, the Monza and the Lusso. The Monza is similar to the factory setup in that it offers a free-flow design. The Lusso is pretty much identical, but it includes a resonator that tames the sound without negatively affecting performance. I went with the Monza for its more aggressive, throaty exhaust note. The Madness exhausts are designed to surpass competing systems in quality, features, looks, performance, and overall value. They're complete, multi-piece catback systems, constructed from 304 stainless steel. The mandrel bent pipes feature high-quality TIG welds and feature a brushed finish. The system as a whole benefits from smoother bends over the stock design for better flow, while the larger 2.5-inch diameter increases flow. Unlike the factory setup, the rear section of the exhaust has an equal length split to ensure equal exhaust gas distribution and sound. The exhaust is a direct swap and uses all of the factory hangers for easier installation. Alright, first things first. Gotta remove this plastic under tray. Looks like I'll be replacing an oxygen sensor too. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it is the hardest oxygen sensor I have ever tried to get out. It is seized in there good. I tried wrench, O2 socket, heat, PB blaster, everything I could possibly think of, and all it wanted to do was just strip. It budged a little bit and then stopped, and I guess that's where it just wants to stay. So anyway. With the two exhausts laying on the ground next to each other, you can see just how big of a difference the Madness exhaust is. Not only do you have uniform diameter from the catalytic converter all the way to the tailpipes, but the exhaust as a whole is far straighter. The curves that it does have are a lot smoother too. I'm really looking forward to getting this back in the car. I also just went down to my local O'Reilly Auto Parts to pick up a few things, including an oxygen sensor, of course. I grabbed the new gasket that goes in between the catalytic converter and the exhaust mounting flange, and a couple of new rubber isolators for the exhaust hangers. So I think I've pretty much got everything I need now. Let's go ahead and start fitting the new exhaust. Now let's go ahead and fire it up. I didn't think it was possible, but my gosh, this thing sounds even better. These cars from the factory have such an emotive soundtrack. It's a raspy, aggressive sound, like way more than you would expect for such a small engine. It's just a 1.4 liter, but you know, I don't know what they have done to create the sound that they've created, but you know, it crackles and backfires in stock configuration, but as you can hear, you know, the backfires are even more amplified. It's just wild. I can't wait to hit the road. I'm so excited. I still have to put the tips on. I didn't want to do that until I replace the rear diffuser so I can make sure to get them adjusted properly. So let's go ahead and pull off the old diffuser and compare it with the carbon one. This is actually a two-piece rear bumper design. This diffuser is independent from the rest of the structure, so pulling it off is super easy. There's two 8mm bolts and two T15 torque screws at the outer edges. Let's go ahead and get this off. Now here's the task of removing all of these little push clips. Like at the very front edge, there's these little clips that go all the way around. So each one just has to pop out one by one, and then the whole diffuser will come out. And there you have it. A few of the screws were, or excuse me, the clips. A few of the clips were a little troublesome, but not too bad. Let's go ahead and compare it to the carbon one now. Madness offers a huge amount of carbon fiber parts for the Fiat 500. It is really quite impressive. They've got stuff for North American cars, European market cars. You can literally deck out the entire car inside and out with carbon to your heart's desire. They offer just even the most minute little things. It's awesome. Specifically with the diffusers, I ended up going with the Estremo design rear diffuser, which is not quite like the factory one. We've still got the flicks out here, but the middle section is different. This is just a complete flow-through design. All of the flicks kind of match each other. I don't know if they're called flicks, it's just what I call them, but as far as I can tell, the dimensions and everything else is identical to the factory diffuser, so this should be just as easy to reinstall. And as far as I can tell too, the initial quality is spectacular. The weave, the clear coat, everything's been polished to a high gloss finish. I mean, there are no imperfections. There's a book matched weave running down the middle right here. It's just wonderful. If you wanted to take the personalization even further, a lot of the carbon fiber parts that Madness offers actually can be colored. So you can get this in like red candy, or you can get some like stripe accents on it, or whatever, depending on the theme of your build. So anyway, enough of me yapping. Let's go ahead and get this reinstalled. Looks like I'm gonna have to drill one little hole right there. There's a stud on the diffuser. Two of them line up. This one does not, so little small hole, no big deal. The rear diffuser turned out awesome. I'm sure you already noticed the diffuser sticks way further out than the factory diffuser did, and it just gives the whole back end of the car so much more of an aggressive planted stance. And the new exhaust with the big polished tips were the perfect complement for that. It just draws your eyes down there, and it looks fantastic. Of course, I didn't want to do some carbon back there without doing, something up at the front, so I got this front spoiler. The front spoiler basically attaches where the factory quote-unquote spoiler is, the one that's kind of molded into the bumper. It's like a flat black plastic similar to how the factory rear diffuser was. But this front spoiler, or the original one, whatever you want to call it, has a little bit of damage on it. Somebody's run aground on a curb before and put some dents and dings in it, so installation of this front spoiler is also going to hide some of that stuff and just make it look really, really cool. It's actually going to extend out quite a bit, similar to the rear diffuser, so all in all, it's going to be a very balanced look, and I can't wait to get it on, so let's get to it. All right, everything's wrapped up, the exhaust is done, the carbon parts are on, the car is looking fantastic. So let's go ahead and get a cold start. I'll get a few revs and we'll take it for a quick drive. Again, I highly encourage you guys to check out my in-depth video on the factory exhaust so you can get a really good comparison with the MADNESS Monza exhaust. It is significantly louder. If you live in an area where noise might be an issue, again, they have the Lusso exhaust, which has a built-in resonator to, tame things down a little bit, but I absolutely love it. It takes the unique sound of the factory setup and just amplifies it. So, instead of sounding like a hive of bees, it sounds like a swarm of bees now. But the backfires are a lot more pronounced, and it's just awesome. And I can feel a bit of acceleration difference too with the upgraded, MADNESS Max Flow air intake that I already have on the car. Now with the exhaust, the car just feels like it breathes so much better, and it's just so much more, ready to go, so to speak. I don't know how else to put it. But it's just wonderful. And as loud as it is, it's still not drony when you're cruising, which is really surprising. I had it, 70 miles an hour down the highway, and it was just a little bit louder than the factory setup. So, by no means is it annoying or, uncomfortable to the ears or anything like that. It just added to the character of the car. So anyway, we're all wrapped up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to leave a like down below because it really helps the videos a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing that too, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.